Joe Rogan. This clip blew my asshole out like colonoscopy meds.
So that's what we need to do here.
This is from the year 2020, right as COVID was beginning. And he held on this doctor. I don't know who this doctor is. I'm assuming they are some kind of epidemiologist. By the way, this doctor has not been back on the show since then. This is Joe Rogan in 2020 talking about vaccines.
You need to just have straight talk. Don't tell them it's low risk. It's like the hurricane, okay? You know, I would be really mad at you if I thought you were a hurricane forecaster and you knew this was coming, but you kept telling me, oh, it's low risk, don't worry about it.
Right. Yeah, once it hit.
Yeah, so that's what we need to do today is just say this is going to be challenging. And we're going to get through it, though. We are going to get through it.
I hope this wakes people up to the value of vaccines, too. There's so many wackos out there that think that vaccines are, you know, a scam or they're dangerous or there's so many people out there that won't vaccinate their children.
I know. And that's one of your best shows you ever did with Peter Hotez.
Yeah,
he's a dear...
What's that?
I think he was just an epidemiologist or something that Joe had on.
Okay, qualified for sure.
They won the Nobel Prize.
Let me confirm that though, because
that's certainly the exact discipline of with authority to speak on it.
A friend of mine. I do too. He's a dear friend of mine, as you. And you know, he is one of the champions out there on this very issue.
Yes.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that's really an important point. That we got to get this idea. These vaccines can be life-saving. If we had one right now, think how different the situation would be we're in right now.
It would be radically different. But then you see the measles making a comeback and directly attributed to a lack of vaccines.
You know what? And it's not.
And that Joe Rogan today's like, fuck them kids. Measles is back, baby. Jordan Peterson goes, didn't Destiny ask him, do any vaccines work? And he was like hesitant.
I think that's a little risky.
Right.
Do any vaccines work? No!
Not like this. Not carefully.
He may have said yes.
No, I think he said some work.
Yeah, he said yes.
I mean, I guess to be fair to Joe, I don't know why I care to be fair to Joe. I think he mostly harps about just the new mRNA vaccine stuff, which obviously he still doesn't know he's talking about. He's a podcast host or whatever.
Well, as Destiny brought up to Jordan, the Johnson & Johnson one was developed with the exact same typical vaccine technology that's used every day.
And he may have,
decades.
I don't watch him regularly or anything, so maybe he's gone further down the anti-vax rabbit hole. Now he just hates all vaccines, but yeah.
He's a monster. I fucking despise him.
Corrupt with a tinge of malevolence.
Not only the vaccines themselves, but it's the prioritization of vaccines. I mean, one of the real tragic stories right now in Africa is we are just finally bringing to a close this outbreak of Ebola in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, far northeast part of the Congo. 2,800 people have died from this, okay? Bad. Been going on for almost 2 years. And everybody talks about that, and I understand why. Ebola is a challenge. But do you know that during that same time period, over 7,000 kids in that same area have died from measles? Because everybody was preoccupied trying to deal with Ebola. And those deaths were totally preventable. Totally preventable. So
that's very interesting. So shout out to Joe Rogan, who's a giant piece of shit, a fucking asshole, monster, grifter, and is doing unspeakable harm to the fabric of society. We despise him, and we wish him the worst.
Say we're the last line of defense.
And also, what kind of fucking serious comedian says that about themselves? That's so embarrassing, man. One more time, Zach. This man said this about himself.
Yeah, we say, in the comedy world, we say we're the last line of defense.
You guys say that about yourselves?
The woke meets the wall. The woke meets the wall with stand-up comedy.
That is the most embarrassing thing a comedian can say about themselves. Like, wow, man. Wow.
It's crazy.
What the fuck is this? I got pictures. Oh, this is Joe Rogan subreddit. That's why it's, yeah. There it is. There it is.